Hello students, welcome to today's English class. Today I'll be explaining you the third poem of your textbook, The Rain on the Roof. Kotskine is the poet. This poem speaks about the poet's experiences about the rain. He also speaks about the effect rain has on his mind, how he appreciates to feel the sound of the rain falling on the top of the roof of his room. So this is the poem about, it speaks about the healing effect of the rain. It speaks about the ecstasy. It speaks about the feeling of happiness that rain gives to the human beings. So let's explore this poem in between the lines. The poem comprises three stanzas. I'll be explaining you these three stanzas one by one. Let's come to the first stanza. Here it is the first stanza. There are some scribblings, please don't mind these. When the humid shadows hover over all starry spheres, and the melancholy darkness gently weeps in rainy tears, what a bliss to press the pillow of a cottage chamber bed and lie listening to the patter of the soft rain overhead. Here, the poet says, on a particular day, when the day is cloudy, when it is about to rain, when the humid shadows, humid here refers to something that is quite moisturous. Fine. So humid shadows. Shadows here refer to dark clouds. So humid shadows refer to dark clouds filled with moisture. And what is the moisture inside clouds? Water. So when the humid shadows hover, it means when there are in the sky dark clouds filled with rain, which are hovering in the sky, which are moving around in the sky over all the starry spheres. Starry spheres is a word that refers to the sky at night filled with stars, a sky that abounds in stars. So the poet is creating an imagery when at the time of the night and the sky is filled with stars and there are moving around in the sky dark clouds filled with water. Humid shadows refer to dark clouds filled with moisture or filled with water. It means when it is about to rain. This entire is the indication that rain is about to drop. Fine. And the melancholy darkness gently weeps in rainy tears. The darkness, melancholy means sad, gloomy. When this that entire night is gloomy, when that entire night is sad, this visual has been shown that entire night is sad, entire night is gloomy, darkness is gloomy, gently weeps in rainy tears. So it seems the poet feels that when raindrops fall on the earth, it is as if the darkness, the night, which is sad, is shedding tears. So those raindrops have been compared with the tears of the human being. It seems to the poet as if the night is weeping out of sadness, the night is weeping out of gloominess. Fine. So this is a visual that the poet has thought. What a bliss at that time when rain is falling on the roof of his rooms, on the top of the room, when and what a bless to press the pillow of a cottage chamber bed. The poet says it is a feeling of extreme happiness, it's a feeling of pleasure, it's a kind of blessing to be in his bedroom, cottage chamber bed, to be in the bedroom of his house and lying down on the bed, pressing his head against the pillow and lie there listening to the patter, listening to the soft musical sound of the raindrops falling on the roof over the head, he's lying on the bed and he can hear over his head the pitter patter of the rain. So this entire experiencing of listening to the musical pitter patter of the rain seems to be quite pleasing, seems to be quite ecstatic, seems to be quite cheerful to the poet. He enjoys this particular mood, he enjoys this particular natural phenomenon. Fine, rain is a natural phenomenon. So, stanza 1 has been explained. Alongside the explanation, I would also be explaining the literary device used here in this particular stanza. Let me explain the literary devices. First, I would be explaining the rhyme scheme. Rhyme scheme, as we know, we check the rhyme scheme with the sound the last word of a line makes. So here the last word of the first line makes the sound of hour, so we may name it a. We denote it with small alphabets. Then spheres is another different sound, so let it be B. I'm trying to scribble, please don't mind the illegibleness. And darkness, C. Tears rhymes with spheres, again B. Pillow, pillow is altogether different, so we need to mark it with D. Bed, bed is altogether different, so it should come with E. Then petter, petter is I believe it's altogether different, so A, B, C, D, E, F. Then overhead rhymes with this bed, bed head, so E again. So if we write this entire together, the rhyme scheme would be A, B, C, B, D, E, F, E. So this is the rhyme scheme of the stanza. Fine. So this is the first stanza, when the poet is in his bedroom and he experiences the pitter patter of the rain falling on the top of his roof, and he enjoys this feeling. And when he finds that the atmosphere, when there are humid shadows means the dark clouds filled with moisture hovering about, moving about in the sky. Which sky? The sky at the time of the night, which is filled with stars. Starry spheres is the expression used for that. And he finds that the darkness to be melancholy on that day, the darkness to be quite sad on that day. And he feels that when raindrops fall, it seems that the night is shedding tears, the darkness is crying and giving expression to its sadness. Fine. And now other figures of speeches, let's look for other literary devices in starry spheres. Let me bring it back to the screen. Starry spheres, there is literary device alliteration. Alliteration is the literary device, dear students. Let me see how to rub it. I have no idea actually. Eraser. Yeah, let me erase the previous things first. Fine. And let me bring it back to the tools. Here it is. I'm trying, it's not coming out. I wish I were good at using these things. Yes, literary devices. So here in the word starry spheres. The repetition of S. S is a consonant sound, and if a consonant sound repeats in two consecutive words, at the beginning of two consecutive words, or at the beginning of two words which are nearer to each other, which are in close proximity, there is a literary device that is alliteration, like here the repetition of P, P sound is there. Fine. Lie listening, la sound is there. So these are the three instances of alliteration. So the first prominent literary device is alliteration. Fine. Let me erase it. Now the next, let's look for one more literary device. That is here. Let me. Yes. That is in the sound of patter. Patter is a sound, patter is a word that refers to a sound. It's a particular sound. You know, when the poet uses certain words which refer to a particular sound, there is a literary device, onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia. So onomatopoeia has been used when the poet uses the word patter. You know, onomatopoeia is a figure of speech when the meaning of the word resembles to the sound that it points towards. Fine. So patter, but the sound looks like the word patter. Fine. So here is onomatopoeia. Keep it in your mind. Let's look for more literary devices. Yeah, one more literary devices I can see here is, let me highlight that for you. Just a minute. Keep me stay there. Yeah, here it is. Melancholy darkness. Melancholy darkness. This expression has literary device. Darkness is a phenomenon. Darkness is not a human being. Fine. And melancholy means being sad. Being sad is the quality of human beings, but darkness is not a human being. So when in poetry a poet gives human qualities to a non-living thing, then there is a literary device that we call personification. Personification. So here what has been personified? Darkness has been personified. Just let me try to type it properly, scribble it properly. Personification. Fine. Why is it not coming? Personification. So darkness has been personified as a human being. Human attribute has been given to darkness. What attribute? The sadness. Sadness is human attribute that has been given to darkness here. Fine. Let me look for if there is any other literary device. Melancholy, darkness, personification we have understood. Alliteration instances we have understood. Fine. And one more, yeah, in the same expression melancholy darkness, if we see that darkness has been said to be melancholy. Fine. One, so there is personification, I have explained that to you. Now the other figure of speech here is, I would like to type scribble that as well. That is, first let me scribble, then I'll explain to you. Transferred epithet. Epithet means adjective. Transferred means transferred to a wrong noun. What are adjectives, my dear students? Adjectives are the words which tell about the quality of a noun or pronoun. Here in the expression melancholy darkness, darkness is a noun. And how is darkness? Melancholy. So melancholy is the adjective. Melancholy is the adjective. Melancholy is the word that is giving the quality of darkness. So this melancholy word, see, how can darkness be melancholy? Who are melancholy in nature? Human beings are melancholy. So the poet should have used melancholy people, then it would have made some sense. But since this melancholy, that is the epithet, that is the adjective, is being used with the wrong noun with which it doesn't fit, so that's why this epithet has been transferred to the wrong noun. So whenever an epithet is transferred to a wrong noun, there is a literary device, that is transferred epithet. Fine. I hope you have understood this transferred epithet here. So these are the literary devices, and one more I can see somewhere in the deep, that one, let me erase it first and then explore the next literary device as well. These, the poet has made a comparison of the raindrops with the tears. So here it is metaphor as well. You know, metaphor is a literary device when two indistinct objects, two altogether different objects, are compared to each other because of some kind of similarity in their nature. Fine. So here metaphor is also there when these raindrops have been compared with human tears. So literary devices of the first stanza I have explained, and the paraphrase of the first stanza I have explained. Now let's move to stanza 2. This I need to erase and come to stanza 2. Here it is, stanza 2. Every tinkle on the shingles has an echo in the heart, and 1,000 dreamy fancies into busy being start, and 1,000 recollections weave their air threads into woof as I listen to the patter of the rain upon the roof. Yeah. So the poet is lying in his bed, enjoying the pitter patter of the rain falling on the rooftop. So every tinkle, tinkle means a soft sound of something, some jingling kind of sound, some soft ringing sound. That it has been explained in the bracket on the shingles. Shingles means the rectangular wooden tiles used on the roof. They may be wooden, they may be of some other metal. So shingles are those blocks with which the rooftop is made. Fine. Hence has an echo in the heart. Echo means when a sound repeats, that is an echo. Fine. That is resonance. You must be remembering the title for our annual day the previous year was resonance. Resonance also means echo. So every tinkle, that sound, that ringing sound of the rain when the raindrops strikes against the shingles on the roof, those rectangular blocks made of wood on the roof, that reverberates in my heart, that echoes in my heart. It means the poet is too sensitive. It is so sensitive that every minute sound of nature finds its echo in his heart. He is so connected to the nature. He is so connected to the sound of the rain that he finds that rain sound echoing in his heart. Fine. And 1,000 dreamy fancies. And then what happens to him? Then what transformation does that sound bring to him? He just gets lost into the world of dreams. He starts imagining about thousands of fanciful things. He just becomes so fantasizing. He becomes so imaginative. Into busy being start. Busy being here refers to his mind, human being. Here he is the person. So into the mind of the human being, into his mind, into his busy being. A mind is extremely busy an organ of the human body. So many thoughts keep on coming and going. So in his mind start, in his heart, in his heart start, in his mind start, so many fanciful imaginations start coming. Rain has the effect of turning him into a highly imaginative mind. He starts thinking about so many fanciful beautiful things. His mind gets transported to different parts of the world. He starts enjoying all bounties of nature. He starts thinking about one thing or the other. His mind becomes extremely productive, extremely fertile in imagination. And what else happens? A thousand recollections. Recollections means the memories of the past. So many memories of the past come to his mind, and they weave their air threads into woof. This here an image has been created. These words I would like to explain. Woof. Woof means is the threads woven across the loom. If you know how a piece of cloth is made out of the thread, out of the yarn, that thread is woven on the loom. That is a piece of equipment. The pieces of thread are woven together. They are intermingled together horizontally and vertically to give shape, to give pattern to the cloth. Like you can see here, this is woof. Fine. So like in a loom, on a loom rather, the threads are woven together, the threads are intermingled together into a fixed pattern to weave. Weave is the process of making cloth. To weave cloth, similarly, when it is raining, so many memories come to my mind, and so many memories are woven together. They get intermingled into the woof. That entire comparison has been made. The coming of memories in a flow, the inflow of the memories into the poet's imaginative mind, and giving shapes to so many recollections of the past, is being compared with the thread, the yarn being woven into woof on a loom. Air threads. Air threads do not exist. There are no air threads. These are the air threads of the dreams. He starts dreaming about his past. He starts dreaming about so many things. He starts fantasizing about, like we say that Hawaii Mahal banana, Hawa mein sapne lena. So many things like air. He just with air threads, with his imagination, with the threads of his imagination, he starts weaving many dreams on his mind screen, as if mind screen is the loom, and the thoughts and the imaginations and dreams are the air threads, and the process of giving shapes to dream is the process of weaving. So that entire comparison has been made. As I listen to the patter lying softly in the bed of the rain upon the roof, this entire magic happens with me, the poet says. So listening to the patter of the rain upon the roof makes him dreamy, takes him into an altogether fanciful world of dreams, where using the threads of the imagination, he just weaves many fantasies on his mind screen. Fine. So this happens. This is the effect of the rain on the mind of the poet. So the second stanza has been explained to you. Let's explore the literary devices here. I won't be typing now. I would just straight be. Let's look for alliteration if we can find. Yeah, here it is. Let me bring it back to this. Let me choose the pen marker. Here it is. Busy being. Alliteration is there. Rain and roof, a ra sound is there in the clause proximity. So alliteration, you can look for more examples if I miss some. So this is alliteration. Again, the patter sound is there, tinkle sound is there, that is onomatopoeia, that has been explained to you. Fine. And let's look for more. Here rhyme scheme is same. You can just do it the same way I just explained to you. This dreamy fancies, Dreamy fancies. Yeah, in this dreamy fancies there is personification. Dreamy. Being dreamy is the characteristic trait of a human being. But fancies, imaginations, how can imaginations be dreamy? So, a human attribute is being given to something non living. Fancies are being personified here. So, personification is also there, my dear students. And in the same expression, dreamy fancy, that transferred epithet is also there. The word dreamy is an adjective that has been placed with fancies. Though dreamy human beings are dreamy, but fancies have been termed dreamy. So transferred epithet on the same logic as was there in the first stanza applies here as well. Fine. So these are the literary devices explained about stanza 2. Let me erase it, then we'll move to stanza 3. Just a minute. Here is stanza 3. Now in memory comes my mother. So when he is lost in his dreams, he has the memory of his mother who is no more. The reflections of the time spent with his mother come to his mind screen. He becomes nostalgic. He starts remembering her mother. He is reminded of the golden days when his mother was alive. So he just remembers a scene. Now in memories comes my mother. This entire is the magical effect of the rain, as she used in years agone. Years agone means the past, the years of the past time, the gone by years, to regard the darling dreamers era. She left them till the dawn. Oh, I feel her fond look on me as I list to this refrain, which is played upon the shingles by the patter of the rain. Now in memory comes my mother. He is reminded of his loving mother, and he reminds the spectacle when many years back when his mother was alive, how she used to regard, how she used to express her affection upon the darling dreamers. Darling means her loving kids. Here, darling dreamers means the poet and his siblings. Siblings means brothers and sisters. How she used to era, era. You need to understand. Era is an old poetic word which means before. Before she left them till the dawn, Here the poet is remembering of the moment when his mother used to put him and his siblings on the bed. You know, parents put their kids on bed to make them asleep. So the same scene, when she used to put him and his siblings on the bed, lovingly, lovingly, affectionately, before she left them. Before leaving them, how she used to shower her love and affection on all the siblings till the dawn, before she left them sleeping on the bed till late, till the morning time the next day. She didn't bother them to get up early in the morning next day, and before putting them to bed, she used to love them. She used to express her love towards them. She used to pat on their heads. She used to embrace them. She used to do many loving gestures to shower her ocean of love upon them. This entire, they are the darling dreamers. They are the kids who are going to sleep and who are going to get lost into the world of the dreams in their sleep. They are darling, they are quite loving to the mother. So that entire scene, the entire spectacle of his mother, showering her affection on him and her brothers and sisters and putting them to bed till the next morning, late till the next morning. It flashes on the mind screen of the poet. This is the effect of the magical pitter patter of the rain falling on the top of his roof. Fine. Oh, I feel the fond look on me. Oh, he gets extremely nostalgic. I would like to, when you remember fondly about your past, na, you